Morning, everybody. 8:34 a.m. 7:14. Apologize for the later start. Uh, Perfect timing. I wanted to wait for the CPI's numbers to come out, and looks like they are under consensus, so that's why the market's liking that. Okay, it's probably going to take maybe some rate hikes off the table now, but we know why, right? Crude, crude went down, but guess what? Crude is up again, over $8 a barrel. So that's this is just momentarily where we're at. If this Middle East tensions continue to rise, crude will keep climbing. So um, that's what's going on right now. Now, also what's going on this morning. Now, this is going to be a little more. Um, that's still showing, but in my headline I put IBM missed revenue. They missed EPS, and they said customers are going away from their software and they're buying hardware. So they're going away from signing up for software licenses. And what'd that do? That split the tech down the middle this morning. Software stocks are cratering, and the hardware and memory stocks are pushing back up because that's showing you right there what companies are doing. So again, a mixed bag from the markets. Our dispersion is still high. It's a stock picker's market still. Because look at tech, it's just not all moving together. There's a little bit of a semi-crash happening in software right now. I mean, ServiceNow is down 8% this morning. Microsoft's down 2.82. The IGV software ETF is down 3.45. Okay, just to give you a contrast in that, SanDisk is up 6.81. DRAM's up 5.65. Okay, Micron is up 5%. So it makes the market just crazy. And there's divergences constantly in our markets every day because of this, right? Data center build out stocks are getting love this morning. GE, Vernova, Vertiv, Caterpillar, right? To name a few. Okay. So I think now you're getting big wick already in the ES, which is expected, because I think this is momentary. Crude is going back up. So you're probably going to have a higher CPI print. If this stuff continues in the Middle East, CPI will go up again. So that's what, and then we have Kevin Warsh speaking today at 10 a.m. Lots of stuff going on. Okay. Bank earnings this morning. Okay. So, like JP Morgan's down, Goldman Sachs is up. Okay. So, lots of stuff to go on. I want to talk about. All right. It is wild market. Yeah, the Kospi, the South Korean market affects our market. Oil, geopolitical, right? And now we have CPI. Kevin Warsh, the new Fed's going to have testimony. All lots of stuff. Okay. So buckle in. Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steve Gonzalez. Use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market, along with supply and demand, gamma exposed levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That is my edge before I come up for game plans, okay? Now, once that market opens up, I use my market internals. Lets me know what's going on under the hood and where money is going. Also use my gamma flip points I give away for free on my Discord. I use my weekly expected move indicator I give away for free for Thinkorswim on my Discord as well. Little ICT, Anchor VWAPs. Basic my own proprietary trading system. Okay? Now, hopefully, you join me every morning. All right? Give you the market story, the market news, technical analysis. Always give you the long and short trade scenarios in the ES and the NASDAQ futures later on in the stream. If you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. All right? Now, let's get into the futures watch list now after this number dropped. Let's see what's going on here. Crude up 3%. Like I told you, it's at 80 $8.54 a barrel. You're going to see gas prices go back up. Okay. So Ethereum up 3%, silver's up 2.73, gold up 2.20, Bitcoin up 2%, Nasdaq up 1.16, Russell up 1.10, 30-year bonds being bought, should send yields lower. ES up 0.28, CES is very muted. Okay. Dow is down 0.13. Dollar is down almost a 0.5%. 10-year yield is down over a 0.5%. The VIX is down 2.33 at a 16.7 VIX. Let's go move into the Mag 7 Plus list here. And who's leading? Micron. Micron is up 4.81%, AMD up 4.42%, Intel up 3.89%, Broadcom up 2.59%, Nvidia up 1.70%, Caterpillar up 1.13%, Tesla's up almost 1%. Laggards, Apple down 0.44%. I think they made all-time highs yesterday. Netflix up 0.51. No, I'm sorry, down 0.58. Meta down 0.484. JP Morgan down 2.25. They reported earnings. Microsoft down 3%. Remember I told you software is getting hit this morning. All right. Top sector list. Goldman Sachs, I believe they reported earnings. Maybe I'm wrong. Up 3.64. NEM mining stock up 3%. Qualcomm up 2.66. GE Vernova up 2.34. Home Depot up 1.15. Laggards. Oracle. Woof. Oracle's getting smoked. They hit a major support level yesterday. I believe it's like 134, 136. Smoked. This stock was ripping up to 250s. It was in the 400s at one point, I believe, but it was up to the 250s not too long ago, getting smoked. Palantir getting destroyed, down 5.33. This is all software related because of the IBM. Salesforce getting ripped apart, down 5.57%. Let's look at a little more granular here. You'll see a little more granular list here. Applied Materials up 6.12. So like semis and memory are getting love because of the IBM. Okay. Marvell up 5.5. Western Digital, memory up 5.12. Micron, we already know. Lam Research, a semi. And then also metals getting love, I believe, because of this war that's intensifying again. Okay, now let's turn that around. Who is getting smoked? IBM, down 22.61%. Workday software down 8.88. Team Atlassian down 8.5. ServiceNow down 7.87. Accenture, these are all software. Adobe, Snowflake, Viva, Unity Software, DocuSign, Trade Desk, Zscaler, Datadog. Then Bank of America is financials. Okay, but boy, oh boy, software getting slammed. Now, sectors. Semis, this is where people are saying, IBM told you, people are buying their own hardware. All right, up 3.82. Technology up almost 1%. Energy's up, but that's where there's a red herring. Energy's up and technology's up. Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot, okay? Industrials up 0.35. Discretionary up 0.26. Who's lagging? Healthcare a little bit. Financials down 0.39. Okay, moving on. Economic calendar. We already know that we had beats. Okay. Core inflation year over year expected 2.8. We got 2.6. That's why the market liked it. Okay. The headline expected 3.8. Got 3.5. Very good for the market. Okay. Now, the Fed Watch tool, I'm not sure if it updates in real time. I don't believe it does. But that's probably going to see maybe rate hikes come down percentage-wise. All right, Fed. Then we have at 10 a.m. Fed Chair Warsh testimony. That definitely can move markets. Definitely. I hope I have a trade at 940. Okay, because he's going to be firing off. Now, he doesn't like to, so far, he's very reluctant for the Fed to give out too much. He likes actually to follow the market instead of projecting. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Okay. Now, earnings. So this morning, Citibank, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Okay. Tomorrow before you open, ASML, Semi, Progressive, Insurance, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Financials, Johnson & Johnson, Healthcare, PNC. Okay, that's tomorrow. Moving back. All right. Now I talked to you about the IBM, right? So IBM's earnings. All right. So we talked about a lot of this stuff. Let's look at Trump's schedule today. Let's see here. 11 a.m. The president greets the Prime Minister of the Republic of Iraq. All right. And what else here? 11:15. President participates in a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of the Republic of Iraq. Okay. So, well, we had Kevin War speaking at 10 and Trump at 11. Not a fan of that. So, we already did that. Let's go to more news. JP Morgan profit rises on investment banking boom, but JP Morgan is down today. Fed watch heads to Congress after tentative steps away from Trump. U.S. consumer inflation likely increased at a slow pace in June, but we already know it didn't. Let's see if there's anything else here. I am just looking for some news. I don't think I'm going to see anything here. Okay. I think we're going to move on. I already talked about that dispersion, still high. Okay. This just puts another wrench in the mix. We're not even going to go over that because this numbers, the market's not going to look like it did on the close of yesterday. Okay. It's just not, it's not going to make sense to go over those breath readings and stuff. It just doesn't make sense right now. Okay. Now, let's go to market internal recap yesterday. Now, I did have a trade yesterday, one long, hit my target, and rolled over. So that was good. Sometimes a cookie crumbles your way. It did yesterday for myself. Okay. After sometimes you feel like you can't catch a break, this one literally hit my target, and then yeah, it ranged for a while. I mean, my target was hit fairly quickly, and then I was done for the day, and then it just ranged for a while. Okay. But yesterday internally, tech was weak, down 1%. That's that Kospi, the South Korean market. Okay. And consumer discretionary was down. You had weakness in Tesla. Okay. Industrials was down. But then all those are getting love. Well, particularly tech. Okay. And yesterday, we weren't going to go down that much. Look, we just hit the previous day's lows. Okay. It wasn't crazy. Now it was a nice move. It wasn't crazy. And now we're just in a mess, basically. Okay. So yesterday wasn't too bearish. I mean, this is kind of bearish, but not the worst I've ever seen. You know, you had a dump and then you ranged. And then it just wasn't strong, the selling. It wasn't. All right. But like I said, all of this is just because I'm recapping yesterday. But today, that's what I'm saying. It's definitely different. All right. Let's look at the semis. Let's look at the daily charts now. Daily charts. Let's look at it. All right. Here we go. All right. SPY. So yesterday, opened up here, closed here, right? So there's last week's highs, right? We didn't make it there. We did hit the 9 EMA daily. We did hit the 9 EMA daily. Now, where are we now? 751. Let's just make it every day. Like I said, oh, it's disgusting where it's at. So where are we at? You guessed it. We're in the middle of yesterday's range, which is a horrendous location. Okay, that just tells me that, okay, I took my CPI profits out. I'm done. And then the rest of the people are like, well, do I go long? Do I short this? Crude's at $80 a barrel. Yeah, that's what exactly the market's telling us. Okay. They don't know. Here's futures. Okay, and what are we in that I keep talking about? Daily supply. It continues to be a problem. Look how far back that goes. Every time we came in here, the market cannot get steam. It just can't do it. It can't do it. Look, we came in here again, selling. Okay, we hit the 20. We hit the 20. Do we go all the way down here? It's looking like if the buyers don't step in here, you're going to make a move. I don't know, right? That's what I'm saying. Stock pickers market. RES, the S&P 500, and an NQ, the QQQ, does not look like individual stocks at all. We're doing nothing, and individual stocks are crashing. All-time highs are all doing their own thing. Okay. Now, let's go to Qs. What did the Qs do yesterday? Oh, it went into daily demand and got a little buying. Shocker. Nope. Nope. But it did close below the 50. But what is a little CPI? How does that help us? Well, we're at 719.90. You guessed it. We are gapping up. Throw a wrench in this market to make it just more like, all right. Oh, we're below the 50-day. Nope, we're above the 50-day now, and we're gapping up in the middle of garbage. Look at, you're in the middle, literally, of all of this trading range. Garbage. Okay? And you're oscillating in between a daily demand and a daily supply. Your guess is good as mine. Okay? Futures. Futures. This is pretty disgusting, folks. Look at these big sessions. Just barcoding. Now, you do have a nice excess low here. You do. This is kind of a nasty inverse head and shoulders here. That's holding. Are we have to break out of that 30,000. I don't know when we do it or not, right? 50-day moving average. We're right at it right now in the NASDAQ futures. Right at the 90 MA daily, 20. They're all flat. This tells you we're doing nothing. What is going to move this market? I have no idea. We are in earnings season now. So, more likely post market, the extended hours is going to have the earnings. The Netflix, the ASMLs, what are they going to do to our markets? We don't know. Luckily, they don't report during the market, but that can cause fireworks after the market closes. Okay? Now, just quick, the breath yesterday looks like it dipped a little bit. Okay? Went down to 65%. Still not bad. It's not super frothy. You did at one point go us to 70%. I did at one point. Okay? Now, we're going to go to those hourlies. Oof. This CPI throwing a big wick in here in the ES. Let's look at it. This is your hourly charts here. All right, so yeah, this level, it went all the way up here to this, took out that supply, you took out this, okay, all the way up to where? 76.13, and we're all the way back to 75.78. That's not profit taking, boy. Wow. Wow. Okay. So look at the stacked demand here in the ES. Right by the most traded price of the month of 75.45s. Okay. Guess what, folks? We're back inside ultimate balance. Remember, most traded price of the week, 75.88s. All right. Most traded price of the month. We're inside ultimate balance again. This news today with the IBM, with the geopolitical risk, just makes our market go, we don't know what the heck we're going to do. That's what this tells me. We're back inside ultimate balance. It just keeps telling me, yeah, we don't know. We're at the week-to-date anchored view up right now. Okay. One thing you might want to do here is I'll do it now. I'll throw an anchored view up on this candle. You can call it the scene of the crime. This candle has a CPI. Okay. So I'll be seeing what, that represents the buyers on that. You take that out, but you're probably going to take that out. You got all this demand. It's not looking great. Okay. Not looking great. So I'm going to change that. Let's put another little move here. That's a swing high now, right? This probably becomes another demand if it doesn't close here, right? All this congestion and boom, explosion. So like I'm going to tell you right now, all you have to do is 75.88s to 75.44s. That is the inside ultimate balance. Okay. So poof, your guess is good as mine. I'm honestly right here got to say, all right, we're in the middle of ultimate balance. Poof, I don't know what to do with that candle. You know, you just got to, I just got to go, all right, well, I guess I need more information when the market opens. Okay. Let's look at the NASDAQ now. And the NASDAQ's a wild one, right? Because you have software that is tanking, and then you have hardware and memories like semis getting love this morning. Now, the difference here, right? The difference here is we're in ultimate balance as well. We're inside the most traded price in the what is that? 299s and the 297s. We're inside ultimate balance. Just as confusing in chop world that just the ES has as well. Okay. Now the one thing here is you have some poor structure below. You don't have the stacked demand, the crowded price action below, except here, right? This is probably going to turn into a demand zone. Okay. But once you break the 29544s, there's bullish for value gaps here that can get cleaned up. Okay. Remember, I said yesterday, acceptance below 297 was bearish, and look what it did. Came up right here in the regular trading hours, right here, and that's all she wrote, folks, and it pushed lower. Same thing here today, 297, ultimate balance, the most traded price of the month, acceptance below it again. You could take this little consolidation out, and I think we will go lower. Okay, but if we stay in here, ugh, choppy, chop city, chop suey. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on because this is just a nasty candle. Okay, that's profit taking right inside ultimate balance in both. It just makes the markets not easy. Okay. Now, I would say this, I can always read the markets. I have full confidence. But these types of markets, I need more information for me to put risk on. Okay. I know when I'm like, oh boy, I can't wait for the market to open because all my levels are right there. No, this is like, I need more information already. I need more information already. Okay. Let's move on to the market profile, volume profile now. All right, this is the way I prefer to look at my markets here, to put my game plans up here. So this is your market profile and bond profile. Okay, here's your ES. Let's get right into the long and short trade scenarios in the ES. Okay. Now, right off the bat, we have confluence highs here at 76.15s to the 13s. Confluence low, 75.31s to 29s. That's like a mini balance area. Okay. We have our most traded price of the month, 75.45s. And 75.86 is the most traded price of the week. That's ultimate balance. Inside this is Chop City. This is going to be not easy when you're just oscillating here. Okay. Now we have a bearish. Well, you have an engulfing session of the overnight versus yesterday. We just broke the highs and broke the lows. Okay. So let's break it out and just see. I don't even know what I'm going to say yet. So let's look at this together. All right. So I'm looking at it right now going, my God, this is not like, this is pretty nasty. Okay. So right off the bat, what I'm seeing is this, right? Let's start off with longs. Okay. Now, it looks like whoever was long took profits, right? Maybe we need some shorties to come in. Now, look at the price action here. There's tons of stack demand. The most traded price of the month is here. Do you just rip like through this? No. No, you don't. Right? Speaking probabilities, remember that. Okay. So I'm going to have to wait to see this consolidation tested. Okay. I have a lot of levels here. So I'm going to just say this area from 75.59s down to the 75.30s. It's a big area. All I want to see is what the market does here. If internally we are not weak, okay, any support in here, and I like it to be quick, preferably on the early volume. If we come in here and go whoop, and you're like, oh boy, right? You put in a higher low, you target that 75.88's the most traded price of the week. Now you have very skinny volume here that you can go right back up to the 76.13.15 area. You still have that new week opening gap here. Maybe you fill that at 76.18. Okay. The other one that I would say would be, okay, quickly. I'd want this quickly. Come push down, boom, go all the way, take overnight lows. You're still in major demand, right? Then you have the 75.29s, okay, and it's 25s here. If you swept that, there is a small little bullish rally gap there. If this just gets a V bottom, whoop, and you get a higher low, okay, and you see that, whoa, this market's not that weak, you go long. You go long, okay, and you try to hold on to the 75.88s. Okay, I'm going to give one more that I could see possibly happening. See where this market is right now. We're right by that most traded price of the week. Now, if we came up and went like this, right? And then you're consolidating, and retest the 75.88s. Okay, and you're like, whoa, this market's pretty strong right now. You go long and you target that new week opening gap to 676.18. This market's nuts, folks. All right, it's not sugarcoated. It is nuts. I am not highly convicted on anything right now as I'm speaking. Okay, shorts. I'm not liking a lot right here. Just where we are, right? We're in the middle of yesterday's session, which is garbage. All right. Not liking it. You're in the middle of the overnights right there. All right. So, I'd have to wait. Right now, this level can be resistant, but I'm not sure how much I like that. Now you do have value area high from yesterday lining up with this, so let's play off this level. All right, so let's say you get some buying. Try to take out value area high and the most traded price of the week, and let's say you fail. Retest the 75.88. That's a short. Okay, this is where it needs to be early volume because then you can take a lot of these longs out, but target 75.31s. Then go for that 25s. Okay. Now, the other one would be if very quickly the market just takes up all these single prints, all this skinny volume, comes up and fills that new week opening gap, the 76.18s. Okay. There is overhead supply here. Let's say the market, when it comes up here, we're not that strong. It's like, okay, we're not that strong. Okay, and you get rejected. Boom. Put in a lower high. There you target the 75.88s, and then try to go all the way back down, right? To yesterday's low, 75.51s, and then the overnight low, 75.31s. Okay. That is your ES, NASDAQ. And again, like I said, I am not highly convicted. As I'm saying the scenarios, I'm like, I'm probably going to look for more intraday setup and feel it out. Kevin Warsh is speaking at 10 a.m. This is just, ugh, I'm telling you right now. Okay. So let's get into the NASDAQ long and short trade scenarios. Let's break out the session. Now, this is a very small gap right now. Very small. And you're in the middle. Okay. You're in the middle of ultimate balance. Smack in the middle of it. Now, early volume, you can move around. Okay. It's just not a place I like to be at all. Okay. Don't like it. Now, you're holding 297, which is bullish, but the NASDAQ has that software down, memory semis up. That's weird. Okay. That is weird. It's still up. What is it up right now? 1%. So let's get into it. So if I'm going to look at a long, okay, gapping up. So you got gap fill, that's 29752. So in this area, you got the 297 month to date anchored VWAP right here. And just look at this month to date anchored VWAP just real quickly for this month, right? It was red, it was green, it was red, it was green, it was green, now it's green. That just tells you everything you need to know. That's our month. It's just equilibrium. It's a flat VWAP. Okay. So what am I going to look for? Any push up or down into this gap fill 29752 to the 297 most traded price of the month. Okay. If you get support, whoop, and then a higher low, you target the 299s. If you take out those 299s, you're going to try to ride it to the 376 and maybe last week's highs. Okay. Below the 297s, can you get something? Sure. Sure you can. I'm not as comfortable. Okay. If we spend time and find acceptance above 297, pull back, and the tech is strong, it's got a good shot to go higher. Okay. Now, yes, can we come up here, find acceptance, you can get long here? Yeah, you're in heavy supply there. I'm not as fan of that as much. Now, this is a very sneaky long. So this is not something I'm going to be, I'd be very cautious with this, but this could be very viable. If the market just ripped back down, right? Came through this consolidation, you have a bullish fair value gap here. The first one. From 29563 to 29517. Okay? Remember, support in these areas of inefficiency is bullish. If you just get another higher low in there, you go 297 and you target 299s and see if you can just rip. This has to happen quick. I don't want it to lollygag and just hang out here. Nope. Has to go in, come out. Okay? That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Shorts. Shorts. Okay? If this market rips up, takes out the overnight highs, comes into heavy supply, rejects, retests 299, that's a short. You target 297s. And this can really reverse, and you come right back into those 295, probably 70s. Now there is poor structure below us. This is where you could take out the first bullish for value gap. Then there's another one below it. Can you go all the way down to the overnight lows, the 293s? I don't know. I don't know. Okay? It's not going to be easy today. Okay? Maybe there's an intraday setup that is easy, but it just doesn't seem easy to me today. What is another short? Well, what if the market comes down, right? And it lollygags to this bullish value gap? Then you do get the support, right? But then you're like, wait a minute, tech's not really that strong. 297 is your friend for a short. Any rejection or retest at 297, you short there and you target the overnight lows, 293s. And again, you don't want to get caught inside ultimate balance between the 299 and 297, meaning out of the early volume in the morning. If we're there in the middle, like maybe at 10 o'clock, 10:30, inside here, get ready to get chopped, especially if Kevin Walsh is speaking. Okay, now to do the final outlook. ES, okay, you are also in the middle of ultimate balance. That is between 75.88s and the 75.45s. That is a chop zone. Now, early volume, you can move through it. Later in the session, with Walsh speaking, you might be sitting in between these levels and you're going to be in Chop City, scalper paradise, but not for me. Okay? Acceptance above 75.88 is pretty bullish. Okay? You break the 75.44s and go below it, it's pretty bearish. But you have a very crowded trade to the downside. In the ES, I think that's good. That's going to be hard to cut through. Okay? NASDAQ, you're gapping up. Different story, right? Hold 297. You're in the middle of ultimate balance right now. Remember, it's okay to trade it there early on, but as the session goes toward Walsh, you don't want to be inside there trading where Walsh is talking. It's going to be very hard to. It's very crowded. Okay. So 297, you want to see if it holds. 299, you break it, you hold above it. You got heavy supply above, but that could be the possible move up. Below 297, it can go there quickly. Okay, and you get that support now first bullish for value gap. Very quickly, you can move back up. If it holds down there and is playing around there, you don't want the market to find acceptance below 297. That's bearish, and you have some poor structure below. Okay, now that's it for me, folks. Smash the like button if you enjoyed that analysis. Okay. Now remember, do this every morning. Subscribe, set that alert. Go to Mark's Store. The market news technical analysis just gave you the long, short trades and errors in the ES and the NASDAQ futures. Okay? Now, if you want more in-depth coverage, you are going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Okay, now, folks, we have a plan. And I am telling you right now, in the middle of ultimate balance is not a friend of my trading style. Okay? That's what your edge comes in. I know when I'm seeing a flashing light where I'm like this, ooh, this is action points. I really can't wait. This is my setup. No. Right now I'm looking at like I'm not highly convicted on anything. And you just got to respect it. Right? I don't want to just enter a trade in there because I see a green candle or a red candle because now this is telling me in the middle of ultimate balance in both markets tells me. What is the market telling us? We just got the crude's going up, but we just got inflation that came down. And IBM just told us software sucks and people are buying hardware. Great. That just makes our market schizophrenic. Okay? That's the environment we're in. Now I have a plan, but my intraday plan is probably going to get more priority because I need more data. Okay? All right. So hopefully everybody follows the process. Remember, no trade is a trade. If I don't see you on my Discord, I should be going live around 9:45 a.m. Okay? Should be going live 9:45 a.m. Hopefully I see you in there. If not, I'll see everybody tomorrow morning.